Hi guys. In this video, I majorly wanted to talk about hiring signals, which is sort of like a very well adopted, very well accepted intent signals that a lot of teams in B2B SaaS utilize to find companies to reach out to or kind of fine tune their time of outreach so that there's a higher intent and there's a higher chance of conversion. Now, the basic logic that surrounds this idea is the fact that you would want to reach out to companies who are hiring for roles that either your product kind of complements, you would like for in our example, if our tool allows for SDRs to find phone numbers and emails, if a company is hiring for SDRs, that would be a good reason to reach out to. Or the second criterion is when your product replaces a role, in which case the value prop sort of turns into the fact that you can help the company save on workforce costs, etc. So these are two major reasons in which you would utilize these signals. Okay, so there's majorly two ways in which you can initiate this workflow. You can either have a list of companies or accounts that you constantly track, and you would want to check whether any of those accounts have recently started hiring for a role or not. In which case, you would be utilizing the active jobs enrichment, which is available inside the enrichment tab on our grids. Uh, or you would want to find companies that are hiring for a very specific role. Now, my assumption is in case you're using the previous one, which is the like you already have a list of companies and you're finding whether they're hiring for specific roles. These are the companies that are like super like ICP for you, and you have touched base on them multiple times. In which case, the hiring signal itself becomes just a catalyst in your long-running conversation that you're already having with them. But in case you're just starting out with this signal, uh, I would recommend that you utilize the find companies that are hiring for a specific role as a source, which is an intent signal that's available in NewGrid tab, which I'll just show you right now, and then build the list from there. So let's take the latter example first. I'll show you the first example as well, but let's take the latter example first. Just go to NewGrid here, and you will find LinkedIn jobs data right here, right? If you just click on this, it will let you like pass the title that you're searching for. I'll just pass SDR here. Okay, create SDR, and maybe sales development main representative. Yes, perfect. Description keyword. So, in case there's a very specific aspect of the job description that you're looking for example, if you search for cloud engineer, but you only reach out to companies that are utilizing Azure in their like architecture. So you can also like filter on that. You can pass Azure here in the description keywords, and only those companies that are hiring for data engineers and have Azure listed in their job descriptions, only those will come up. So this is something that you can use. Locations, United States for me. Experience level, not really relevant in my case, but you can utilize this if you want. Job type, like what kind of job type it is, an internship, full-time, part-time. Doesn't really matter in my case, so we'll just let it be. Date posted, I'll just set that as last week is fine. And workplace type, like if it's remote, hybrid, on-site, can utilize that as well. And the number of results. You can also schedule an auto fetch weekly right here. For now, I'll just pick the first 100 number of companies, or maybe I'll just set this up. We get 1000, import to NewGrid. Okay, so we were only able to like find 31 companies that are hiring for that role, which is fine, not much of an issue. The next steps would usually comprise of us like first filtering these, because we're starting with a intent based list. Obviously, most of these companies might not even be relevant for us. So for that, I'll be utilizing the LinkedIn Enrich. Right here, and I'll pass the company LinkedIn URL. Save. So since this is a company level list, the LinkedIn URL would usually contain the company LinkedIn URL only. If you ever generate a people level list, in those cases, the LinkedIn URL will contain the person's LinkedIn URL. This is just to give you some clarification here. We'll run it for the first time. Alright. The next step would usually be like some kind of either a formula column or a GPT layer to qualify these accounts. Like in our case, our TAM is like pretty decent. So what we like usually qualify on is just the employee count, to be very honest. So as long as the company has more than like 50 employees, we are happy to reach out to them. Like even this is a qualified account, but okay, I'll just set up maybe 40 for once. So add column, formula column, and generate formula with AI. I'll just go check if at the rate employee count is more than 40. If yes, return yes, else return no. So we'll just generate formula here. Cool. Pretty simple formula, nothing too complicated. Will just looks good. Save this. Save. I'll call it ICP checker tier 1. Save. And yeah, okay, now I know that out of these 5 are the ones that I really want to reach out to. And the next step would be to finding people from these companies, right? You can also utilize like some of our research agents to set up company firmographies. I think there's another video regarding that. Can check that out so that you can reference something, maybe gain a few more signals, maybe set up some outreach. Can do so as well. For now, what I'll do is I'll just find the companies and maybe do a persona level filtering as well, and then set up the exact reach out. Also, one more thing. Before we head on to the person level enrichment or contact level pull, I would also like to show you how you find, like, let's imagine a scenario in which these companies were already available in my list, right? The companies that I'm reaching out to, and you want to find whether they're hiring for a specific role or not. So we'll just go to enrichment tab here, and there would be a enrichment called active jobs. Now this would allow for me to find what are the last 10 roles that a company has been hiring for. Okay, we'll just pass the company LinkedIn URL, save here. It's a little different from the previous intent signal. Okay, so we did find jobs. We could not find jobs for these, which is weird, but it might be that they're not actively hiring for these roles anymore. They were hiring for it, and since I had set up a cadence of like a week wherein we are checking all the companies that were hiring for those roles in this week, maybe they closed the role, so that could explain what's happening here. But anyways, just look here. What are they hiring for? Customer management, SDR, yeah, so intended, expected only. So yeah, this is how you can find like what active jobs they're hiring for. You can also set up a GPT layer over this to like qualify whether they're hiring for a specific role or not, or maybe find out some specific intent signal regarding the job role, etc. And the things that we set up earlier via the drop down column, just ask a GPT to do the same here, and it would act in the same way. Cool. We'll just come back here. We already had the find people from company initiated, so can just set up the final things. Like this would be the person that you want to reach out to. So if the company is hiring for SDRs, I would want to reach out to like head of sales or some kind of role surrounding that. So we'll just pass the seniority here, maybe head, VP, director, or manager also works in some cases. And in departments, I'll just pass sales. And in locations, I'll pass United States, because I was looking for roles in United States. That is the least I can do, to be very honest. And I'll just save that, run it for the first 10. Good. We found contacts for a few companies. Oh, I missed one thing. I want to set up the run condition first. So where ICP checker tier 1 contains yes, only want to run for those. Save this, run for the first time. Perfect. We'll just click on export leads here. Select grid, new grid, and export columns data. Here I'll just pass the data points that I really require. Maybe employee count, company name, title that I was searching for, description, maybe. And in just go here and run for the first 10. And yeah, everything has been added to script. Perfect. Now I have a contact level list available. Now I can have another layer of filtering. Now usually, like for example, yeah, this is bound to happen. Some of these account managers might have been like senior professionals in their previous institutions, so the search will also flag them. So another layer of filtering is recommended. For this, you can utilize the GPT mini tool. It's cheaper, like it's like 0.1 credits or something. So just ask it to check whether title is a senior sales related role as a decision maker. Simple prompt, nothing too crazy. Use AI to generate the output format. Perfect, looks perfect. We'll save this. We'll run for the first 10 rows. Okay, most of these were true. One is not, which was this role, customer success manager. Okay, so this anyways were not relevant. I think in my case, even account manager is not relevant. So, but it's an account manager, it's not an account executive. So I guess that is also relevant. Okay, cool. Makes sense. I guess the prompt is correct and I was wrong. Great. Fool everyone's from the United States, so don't have to do. Okay. Person. The next step would usually be just finding their contact information using email or phone waterfall right here. And you could maybe set up some email cadences inside this grid itself. For that, I think there's another video that you can check out on outbound copies. I think we regularly do webinars surrounding that as well, what kind of outbound copies work where. So do check that out and just reach out. So it's fairly simple. If you have any questions, do reach out to us. Can like discuss more implementations or how you can like employ. This was a very high level, very bare bone idea of how this flow works. Obviously, you would want multiple different filters, multiple different signals and custom data points that you're capturing in your outreach. Maybe even a website audit, like what specific things you can reference in your email copies. All of those things can be done. So just things to keep in mind. If you have any other questions, do reach out. Cheers.